Hey everybody, welcome to your weekly forecast for Monday, May 23rd through Sunday, May 29th. And before we get started, as always, I would like to thank my subscribers for their continued support. And if you are new to my channel and you like this video, check out some of my other videos too. But please like and share and subscribe to my channel. And also in the description box below, there's a link there to my website if you would like to have your personal chart done or any other chart information. And there's also another link to something called Ask Me a Question, which is for people who are interested in only maybe one or two things about their chart. Okay, so read below. Anyway, we have quite a few aspects this week, okay? So like on Monday, May 23rd, the Sun in Gemini sextiles Jupiter in Aries, okay? And on the very same day, Mercury, still being retrograde, falls back into Taurus. Okay, so that put on an alert there for you Taurians, okay? Anyway, on Tuesday, May 24th, Mars moves into Aries, okay? And on this day, Mercury in Taurus, now in Taurus, okay, sextiles Mars in Pisces, see? So they're leaving. Here's what happens is Mercury, when it falls back into Taurus, falls back into the 29th degree because it's starting at the very end of the sign, okay? It's not starting at 0 degrees because it just left Gemini, right? It retrograded back in Gemini all the way to 0 degrees and then back into the sign previous to them, which is Taurus. So it comes back at 29 degrees. And at the very same time, that very day, okay, Mars is in like 29 degrees of Pisces. So it moves into, before it moves into Aries, it creates this sextile, okay? So anyone trying to, that confuses, I hope I didn't confuse you with that explanation, but that's how that happened. There was one more aspect to be made from Mars in, or to Mars in Pisces at 29 degrees, and Mercury falling back into Taurus at 29 degrees, okay? So they both go their separate ways now, and Mars does move into Aries on this day after that aspect, okay? On the very same day, Venus in Aries sextiles Saturn in Aquarius. Okay, and on Wednesday, May 25th, Mercury in Taurus trines Pluto in Capricorn. On Friday, May 27th, Venus in Aries squares Pluto in Capricorn. And on Saturday, the 28th, Venus moves into Taurus. On Sunday, May 29th, Mars in Aries conjuncts Jupiter in Aries. So this is like a really, really lucky day for everyone. So we'll see where the luck is happening in your chart. Okay, so whatever sign comes up after this, whatever. This is my intro, okay, to all the other videos. Okay, so for Libra, on Monday, May 23rd, the Sun in Gemini in your, let's see here, 9th house, sextiles Jupiter transiting in your 7th house of Aries. So, having Jupiter in your 7th house of close relationships, any kind of an arrangement or agreement, even a binding contract maybe that you could have with someone. But this is partnerships. This is business partner, romantic partner, close friend. Having Jupiter here opens up the possibility to bring in new people into your life in this area, and they are like good for you, okay? With the Sun in your 9th house of, I'd have to say, well, legal matters, many, many things. This is the house of long distance travel and communication. It's a media and publishing house, internet house. This is the house of adventure, okay? But it's many, many things, but I would have to say that right now maybe you are like making arrangements with someone, some kind of an agreement, maybe a handshake deal on something. If it's business related, if it's romantic, Maybe this person lives at a distance, or they are from a foreign country or a different culture, background than yours. Whatever. It looks like you could even just meet someone right now that you have a lot in common with. You share the same political views, religious beliefs, or philosophy on life, or something or other. You know, you speak the same language. You may have even gone to the same school or have the same educational background. Okay, on Tuesday, May 24th, Mercury back into Taurus in retrograde motion in your 8th house, sextiles Mars in Pisces in your 6th house, and Mars on the very same day moves into Aries. So this is the last aspect for a while between this Mercury and Mars, and it's very beneficial. Mercury in your 8th house of other people's resources and money, passive money, money coming to you through means other than earning it. Having Mars currently, you know, while it was in Pisces in your 6th house of work, the workplace, the kind of work that you do. I'd have to say that money that was owed you from work, you know, or extra work. Maybe you've taken on more work at this time. Obviously, having Mars in this area does make you, usually increases your workload, but it's because you want it to, you know. So maybe a lot of work that you've done, you're finally being paid for, okay, with this aspect. On the same day, okay, Venus in Aries in your 7th house, sextile Saturn transiting in your 5th house of Aquarius. So this is a very nice stable aspect between you, let's say like a romantic partner, or a partner that you are collaborating on a creative project with, okay? Just because your 5th house is just that. It's the house of romance, creativity, fun, entertainment of any kind. It's speculation and gambling, anything to do with children, yours or someone else's, or childish things even, like childish games, whatever. Okay, so very nice aspect that brings your relationship with somebody stability of some kind. Okay, it makes you feel a little bit more secure about the relationship. On Wednesday, May 25th, Mercury again in your 8th house in Taurus trines Pluto in Capricorn in your 4th house, and both of these, Mercury and Pluto, are in retrograde motion. So, you know, the 8th house, again, is many, many things. As long as you have the planet Uranus here, I've mentioned this many times, you have the element of unpredictability and surprise happening here. Okay, so this is the house of legacies and inheritances. Your 4th house is your childhood, your past, your foundation, the very foundation you were raised, how you were raised, but it's like where you live. Okay, the people you live with, it's your family, it's also your personal life. I'd have to say that's something that should have been yours that you're finally getting. You know, it could be an inheritance of some kind. It could be just something that you know, you should have had. You know, maybe you were even unaware of it. Maybe somebody wanted to leave you something and you don't even know this person. And, you know, I would have to say, have found out since then, just because this 8th house has been transited quite a lot right now. But it's something that, this is a subject that's already been addressed, okay? It's being reviewed, or more information is coming out about it, and it pertains to your home life, your family life, and an inheritance or resources of some kind coming to you. Okay, let's see here. On Friday, May 27th, Venus in Aries in your 7th house squares Pluto in your 4th house of Capricorn. And this is no big deal at all. Any aspect from Jupiter or Venus is never bad, okay? And this is just a square. You know, to like, we'll say your family life, you know, maybe someone that you have a close relationship with either wants you to meet their family, or they finally want to meet your family, something like that. And maybe you're not up for that, or you want to put it off, or maybe you want it to happen. And maybe you'll be uncomfortable either way, but maybe you feel you might as well get it over with, right? on, let's see here, Sunday, May 29th. Okay, Mars in Aries conjuncts Jupiter in Aries. So this is like a really big deal, okay? This is the aspect of being in the right place at the right time. It's known as fortunate action, but it's usually prepared action. It's not like you just fell into it, you know, like dumb luck. It really isn't. It's planned. It's something you had planned all along. You know, you were waiting for the right time to make your move. And you have to remember, Aries is your opposite sign, okay? So it's directly across from your first house of Libra, in your rising sign, your sun in Libra, or any other planets that you have in Libra. So it's going to cause you to go overboard a little bit. That's what Jupiter does, okay? Sometimes it makes you do things in a very big way and overextend yourself. But I think right now this isn't one of those times to pull back, okay? I think a person could come into your life that offers you a really good deal as far as business goes, and you may want to go into business with them under this transit. You may meet a person that could, you know, become like this is the house of like marriage, okay, a business marriage or even a romantic marriage of some kind. And this could be the time that you actually do get married or do make something definite at this time. You know, could be you are in your own, you know, attending your own wedding. Would be nice, right? Or the beginning of some new, you know, friendship of some kind that buds into a romantic relationship, okay? Maybe you meet someone at this time. So be out there looking. You know, if you have the opportunity to get out there and mingle somewhere or other, this would be the time to do it. Or if somebody was looking to go into business with you, or you wanted to approach someone about doing business with them, and you may feel they're out of your league, but under this aspect, they're not, okay? Now, if you're unable to do anything that I just said, as long as you start something under this aspect, it has the benefits of this aspect, okay? Even if you write it down, put it on paper, even if you make a phone call, you know, you're taking a step to use this aspect for the best possible outcome, you know what I mean? So it doesn't have to finish whatever you start at this time, but as long as you start something under a really good aspect, it's kind of like blessed or whatever with the benefits of those that aspect, okay? So it usually works out the way you wanted it to. Okay, so for Cancer, on Monday, May 23rd, the sun in Gemini in your 12th house sextiles Jupiter, transiting in your 10th house of Aries. So, you know, the sun in your 12th house is like getting ready to move into your first house. So when it's in your 12th house, this is usually when you're supposed to be taking time for yourself, working on yourself, or doing things that you want to do that you don't need other people to do them with. This is the house of solitude. This is what, you know, they usually call like your downtime, where when you like re-energize yourself. You know, you just kick back and don't do anything. Usually after coming off a period of all these planets in your 11th house of socializing. So you don't need to see people again. You know, you just saw them, so what the hell? You need some time off, okay? And even some people you can only take for, you know, like this much or so long. So that's what it is. You're working on whatever you want to do. Even, you know, it's not like it's a big secret. You could be doing something, you know, making, creating something in whatever way that whenever planets move into your first house, you bring it to life, more or less. Right now, you're just working behind the scenes. But this very nice sextile to Jupiter in your 10th house of your career and your public persona, how the public views and speaks about you publicly, okay? But it's mainly like how you're known by reputation professionally and personally. So as long as Jupiter's here, you're going to have like a lot of attention. This is the most public house in your chart. In fact, the 10th house cusp here is known as the midheaven, if you've ever heard of that. And it's the very, very top of your chart. So anyways, you're getting a lot of attention. Usually when Jupiter's here, you get a promotion of some kind. So maybe that's what you're doing right now. You might be in discussion with your employer or a client, okay, if you're self-employed. Or if you don't work at all, this is still the house of status, holding some kind of public status. Okay, so it could be something, going on behind the scenes where, I don't know, you're being courted possibly to, I don't know, join some kind of group or whatever. On Tuesday, May 24th, Mercury in Taurus in your 11th house, it's retrograde now, okay, is sextiling Mars in Pisces in your 9th house. And this aspect, just like right after this aspect occurs, well, a little while later, whatever, Mars leaves Pisces and moves into your 10th house, okay, of Aries. So right now, having Mercury, first of all, in your 11th house of friends, and like your group of friends or where you would normally go to hang out. It's your most sociable house. It's also social media, any kind of group or organization that you belong to, and your house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. So having Mercury retrograde falling back here means that possibly a conversation you were having with one of your friends, that topic comes up again. You may have been inquiring possibly about a friend in your group of friends, and maybe you're finally hearing news about them. Also, someone that used to hang out in your crowd just comes back into the picture. Okay? Let's see here. But the sextile to Mars in your 9th house of long-distance travel and communication, and also social media, publishing, many, many other things. So I would have to say that maybe you are hearing from someone who lives at a distance or is from another country. And this could be in regards to past or previous conversation. Maybe you're picking up where it left off, or it was possibly some kind of problem that you were trying to help someone resolve, and they're getting back to you on it. Okay, also on the same day, Venus in Aries in your 10th house sextiles Saturn in Aquarius in your 8th house. So actually very nice having Venus, first of all, in your 10th house. You'll have to listen to your monthly forecast because all of that's in there. But anyways, it makes people view you publicly as very appealing, very attractive. People are talking about your appearance. They find you beautiful or whatever. So not so much your personality. They're really discussing your appearance at this time. Okay, but whatever it is, it's enhancing your ability to get help from other people. Okay, having Saturn in your 8th house of other people's resources and money kind of means that maybe people that were helping you in the past, and this could even be family to an extent, are unable to help you anymore, or not like they used to, or as much as they used to. Just because having Saturn in a money house kind of dries up the resource of money, okay? Or any other resource, actually, but usually it's money. But there could be somebody helping you with something like that right now, or are willing to invest in you, okay? They see you, your future, or something or other. They see something about you as far as your future goes, so they're willing to put an investment into you. On Wednesday, May 25th, Mercury in Taurus in your 11th house trines Pluto in Capricorn in your 7th house, and both Mercury and Pluto are both retrograde right now. So to me, this looks like a conversation, a past conversation with a close friend, okay, or a partner. 7th house is partners. It's business or romantic or a close friend, okay? And, you know, this could be somebody like even a past relationship, you know, that you had with someone. You know, you could have, it could have been a business relationship, but I'm going to have to say it's more than likely a romantic relationship. And you know what, Jupiter only just moved into your 10th house, but you're going to be getting an awful lot of attention as long as Jupiter is here. And so maybe they're like hearing more about you, or are you know, curious as to what's going on with you. You seem to be like moving up in the world or something. If you haven't already, I mean, if you were already there, you're being enhanced even more. Okay, your success is even more like prominent or out there for everyone to see. On Friday, May 27th, Venus in Aries in your 10th house squares Pluto, transiting in your 7th house of Capricorn. And this isn't a big deal at all. This is just maybe you might have a close friend telling you to tone it down a little bit, possibly, especially if you're out in public. Just somebody maybe, you know, pulling you aside. If it is a friend or again, we're back to the 7th house of relationships. It could be a business partner or a romantic partner. If it is a business partner, they may be teensy bit jealous of the attention that you're getting, and making, I guess, whomever feel that your partnership isn't 50-50. It's a little bit more, you know, I don't know, 60-40 or whatever, with you being the 60. On Sunday, May 29th, Mars in Aries conjuncts Jupiter in Aries, both in your 10th house, okay? And this is the aspect that I was talking about, good fortune, very good fortune for this aspect wherever it's occurring, and it's in your 10th house of your career, okay? So if you were looking for a promotion of any kind, a level up even in your personal status, or being part of some prestigious group, you know, or organization, or having, if you're self-employed, having a really prestigious client, or rubbing elbows. This is like being in the right place at the right time, and this is kind of like rubbing elbows with celebrity type people or famous people, or even suddenly becoming famous in a way, okay? So I always tell people, or you could just be like, just thrown in the spotlight, okay? Thrown in the spotlight for some reason or other, and you're like a media darling, you know. People just, you know, like, it has a snowball effect. It has a life of its own, and before we know it, you know, your face is plastered all over the internet or all over everywhere, okay? Something like that. But I always tell people, if you're unable to use, you know, get out and do something about this transit, first of all, it's in effect for a few days, before and after. So it's not always exactly on this day, right? And as long as you begin something under this transit, excuse me, it has the ability to thrive. It's like kissed by the effects of this transit. Okay, a lot of times, you know, people's best aspects happen when they're laid up in bed with the flu or something like that. So what are you supposed to do, you know? Start something at this time, because as long as it's started under this aspect, it should succeed. It should go the way you want it to. Okay, so if all you can do at this time is maybe make some kind of move towards bettering your career, or taking steps to maybe meet someone that you wanted to meet, or maybe you want to have as a mentor, or someone you would like to have, like I said, as a client, or even as a friend, you know, whatever. Just do it while this transit is in effect. Hi, Pisces. Excuse me. So for you, okay, on Monday, May 23rd, the Sun in Gemini in your 4th house sextiles Jupiter, transiting in your 2nd house of Aries. So very nice aspect from your 4th house of your home, your family, but where you actually physically live and who you live with. So if you have a roommate or even if you live alone, right, it's still your family though, okay? It's your past and your childhood, and let's see, and your personal life, pretty much, okay? So a very nice sextile to your second house of income, earned income. Having Jupiter here means that this area should be expanding. If it hasn't started already, it will, right? Jupiter only just moved into this area. So, some kind of big ticket item you've been wanting to purchase. Maybe that's what you're going to do here, or you're looking at something or you're ordering it. It could be for your home, but it could be personal too. It could be just for you. But having Jupiter here, for some reason, gives you the ability to do that. Maybe you were holding off on making a big purchase, but now that this planet is here, you could have even gotten an increase in income or just money coming to you for some reason or other, okay? But this is the house of earned income, so it could have even come from a sale of some kind, okay? On Tuesday, May 24th, Mercury in Taurus in your third house is retrograde. Mercury fell back into Taurus, okay? Sextiles Mars in Pisces in your first house, okay? So Mars moves on this very same day, so this is the last aspect that's being made to it right now, until the next time Mars is in Pisces, okay? But anyways, Mars will move into Aries a little after this transit occurs, okay? So Mercury in your third house of, local travel and communications, though. This is regular postal mail, email, voicemail, text message, phone, even in-person conversation. And Mercury's retrograde here, so it looks to me like you are finally receiving something possibly in the postal mail that you've been waiting on. This is, in a way, a revisited conversation, okay? It's you could have had this conversation with anyone, but the third house is your siblings and your cousins and your neighbors, though. It's also classmates from early school or childhood even, just the fact that you have the sun in your fourth house right now in Gemini in your childhood, fourth house of childhood. So this is like it could have been a conversation that started when Mercury was first in Taurus and it was in direct motion. I believe that was like last month. So now that it's retrograded back into this area, you are revisiting a subject with someone. Either you're bringing it up or they're bringing it up. You're not, you still have Mars in your first house, so it's that one last hurrah kind of thing, where you want to be a little bit pushy in a way. You're standing your ground or standing up for yourself. So maybe you are, like I said, revisiting a conversation. I would have to say, if that's the way you feel, it more than likely is with a family member. It doesn't have to be a sibling or a cousin. It can be anyone, okay? Just for the fact that you do have the sun in your fourth house of family right now, okay? So you could just be like letting them know, reminding them that whatever it was, that you want something done this way, or this is the way things are going to go, or something or other, okay? But you're refreshing someone's memory. Don't let them get too comfortable because maybe you haven't made that move yet, or maybe you haven't done what you said you were going to do. Somewhere down the line you more than likely will, but you're kind of like reminding somebody not to get too comfortable, okay? On the same day, okay, Venus in Aries in your second house, sextile Saturn in your 12th house in Aquarius. So still having Venus in your second house is attracting money and other objects to you. Like usually luxury items or Venus-related items, but I would have to say that, you are spending money possibly, or making a bit of an investment on something or other. You know, the sextile to Saturn in your 12th house of secrets, to me it looks like you're making what you feel is a wise investment. You're keeping it secret. Maybe someone may not think it is like a wise investment, but you could be investing in something like coins, you know, gold or silver, or some kind of jewelry or something or other that can be, the value increases or goes up and down daily, such as like coins, you know, gold or silver or platinum even, you know, if you have the money for that. But you could be, you know, just maybe buying a little or something or other, or you could have even possibly made a purchase of something or other for yourself. But you're feeling like, I don't know, people will begrudge you it for some reason or other, so you're not really speaking up about it, which is, it's none of their business anyway, right? It's your money, right? On Wednesday, May 25th, Mercury in Taurus in your 3rd house trines Pluto, transiting in Capricorn in your 11th house, and both of these planets are retrograde, okay? So Mercury in your 3rd house of communications, okay, and Pluto in your 11th house of your friends, and you know, the places you go to hang out, your group of friends, any kind of organization that you belong to. You know, to me it looks like, you know, having Pluto here, you've met some pretty powerful people, or have made friends with people who have a lot of power to influence other people, okay? And it seems like you've been part of that. You're part of some kind of possible organization that has made an impact on, like, other people, for the better, okay? I don't think you're very political. It could be in regards to, you know, something doing with, you know, saving the planet or animals or something like that, or it could be something for civil rights or whatever. I mean, it's not too political. It's for the best of all, the betterment of everyone. So it looks like maybe something you proposed, let's say, to a group is that was put on the back burner, or you felt wasn't taken seriously or wasn't really addressed, and maybe now it is. Maybe now something that you've wanted to implement within a group, even your group of friends, is now like it looks like it's going to be done, even though maybe some people weren't all for it, you know, they I don't know, it just wasn't their cup of tea or something. But now it looks to me like people who not really opposed you, but weren't really in your corner, or didn't really go along with whatever it was you wanted to do, and this is in an organization or even just within your group of friends, have decided to listen to you and do or go along with whatever it is that you wanted to do or done. And remember, this is like your most sociable house, so it could be like socially, you know, or something with your group of friends. Let's see here. Okay, so on Friday, May 27th, Venus in Aries in your 2nd house squares Pluto, transiting in your 11th house of friends, right? Friends and sociability, where you would normally go to hang out, okay? So all this is spending too much money on a good time. You know, you may feel that you're spending too much money with your friends, or wherever it is that you're going is maybe a little bit too expensive for you, or you can't afford to go there on this day, you know. So it's not really a big deal, but what it comes down to is money and spending it on, like, socializing in some way or other. On Sunday, May 29th, Mars in Aries conjuncts Jupiter in Aries, and this is like a really big deal, okay? This is a very good aspect for good luck, good fortune, wherever it's occurring in your chart, which it is in your chart, is your 2nd house of income. So if I were you, you know, I would, even a few days before and a few days after, because this is usually in effect for a few days, an aspect, okay? I would play the lottery. I would, it doesn't have to be, a lot of money. Maybe play something like the Powerball or something that has like a large jackpot. And I would play it more than once. Like it's one day and then a couple days later it's another day. So, don't just play it that once and go, oh, well, I didn't win anything. It's not like you're going to win at the first time, but believe it or not, some people actually do. You could also receive a lump sum of money for some reason or other. Maybe this is some kind of settlement that you were waiting on, or insurance payout. It could even be like, I don't know, a pension or something coming from a previous job. Maybe you're retiring or you've moved on to a new position somewhere else, and you're receiving, whatever money that you had from your previous position. But or this is like a really nice big ticket item. This is like buying a car or even a house, or something that you can look at and use. It could even be like an appliance or something, or like a new entertainment center or something like that, something for your home. But if I were you, like I said, I would play the lottery on this day and a few days before and after. Okay, so for Leo, on Monday, May 23rd, the Sun in Gemini in your 11th house sextiles Jupiter, transiting in your 9th house of Aries. So the Sun is in your 11th house of sociability. It's social media, but it's also socializing in person with your group of friends and going to the places where you guys normally go to hang out. This is like possibly attending like a live show, a play or a concert, or sing a live band or something at a bar or anything, okay? It's also any kind of organization that you belong to. It's also the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. And your 9th house, where you have Jupiter right now, Jupiter is the natural ruler of the 9th house. It governs foreign travel, travel to other parts of the world. It's long distance travel, period, even within your own country. It's contact with foreigners, people who are from another country or actually live in another country, different culture or background than yours, and possibly speak a different language. So right now, you could actually be visiting someone like this. You could be traveling to visit, someone, or you could just be traveling to, taking that dream vacation, that place you always wanted to go all your life. That's what Jupiter in the 9th house usually brings about, and your 11th house is the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. So this is one of those times where you may actually be taking that trip, okay? Could be going with a bunch of friends. You could be part of a group of, like an organized group that, does travels or something or other, Could be anything. It could even be a trip for educational reasons or whatever you feel is educational. But, as far as exploring, because this, having Jupiter in the 9th house brings about a sense of adventure. Okay, this is the house of space, outer space, and astronauts. Maybe you'll go to space camp. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, on Tuesday, May 24th, Mercury in Taurus in your 9th house, sextiles Mars in Pisces in your 8th house, and Mercury is retrograde. It's fallen back into Taurus the day before. It happened on Monday, and it makes this one last aspect to Mars and Pisces in your 8th house, because on the same day Mars moves into Aries after a little after it makes this aspect. So you have one last thing, Mercury is retrograde in your 10th house of career, and actually how your public persona, though, too. It's your personal, how you're viewed personally, your personal life and your professional life. Having Mercury here, though, means that somebody could be contacting you about a previous position that you've had, a previous employer, or maybe even a job that you inquired about. They might want to know if you're still interested. You could also hear from someone, like an old boss or something that you know, somebody that you used to work with, but more than likely it's like an old boss that you liked. I mean, they wouldn't be contacting you if it was someone that you weren't like friendly with. You could also be receiving something, you know, having Mars in your 8th house of other people's resources and money, okay? I would have to say that maybe someone that you used to work with, possibly a boss, is retiring, or for whatever reason they want you to have something. They would like to give you something. I don't know. I would have to say that sometimes, for some reason, I'm saying it's because they're retiring or they're moving, and they would like you to have something of theirs. Okay, so somebody could contact you about whatever, something. You could be on the receiving end of something nice. Okay. Also on this day, Venus in Aries in your 9th house, sextiles Saturn, transiting in your 7th house of Aquarius. So this is nice, you know. I mean, it's a nice rapport that you are having with someone that you're very close with. 7th house is close relationships, and this is in regards to romance, a friendship, or a business. Having Venus in your 9th house means that you're kind of more open to other people's opinions and their beliefs. You know, you're a little bit more tolerant or whatever. So it seems like you're really getting along with someone that could even be someone new that you meet, but or just whatever. You're not in the mood to argue with anyone at this time, so you let them, you know, speak their mind, or tell a story or whatever about their life. And even though it's not something that you would do, you keep your mouth shut. And you act interested, right? Okay, anyways, on Wednesday, May 25th, Mercury in Taurus in your 10th house trines Pluto in Capricorn in your 6th house. Okay, so Mercury being retrograde in your 10th house of career is also trining Pluto, which is also retrograde in your 6th house of work. So I really have to say, somebody from work is going to contact you, and it is about past work. You know, maybe somebody's trying to talk you into, I don't know, maybe somebody's starting their own business and they're trying to pull you into it. They want you to come join them. They want you to partner up with them. Okay, go into business with them or something or other. Don't forget you have that Saturn in your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, and having Saturn here means that, you know, you're being forced by Saturn to make a sober and stable relationship with somebody, because Saturn won't let you like screw up, you know, when it comes to something like that. It's making you really settle down with what's best for you. Okay, so if somebody makes you an offer right now, it could actually be worth like looking into, you know what I mean, like considering. Okay, anyways, on Friday, May 27th, Venus in Aries in your 9th house squares Pluto, transiting in your 6th house of Capricorn. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. I would have to say that, you know, as far as work goes, the workplace, that you guys would maybe be slacking off a little bit here, because you're having a nice time. You may actually be entertaining a client from you know, who lives at a distance, who has traveled or whatever, traveled to the company to come in and check out the office or something like that. Not a big deal. Not a very big deal at all, this transit. On Sunday, May 29th, Mars in Aries conjuncts Jupiter in Aries, and all of this takes place in your 9th house. And this is the aspect of good fortune. Okay, this is being in the right place at the right time. But this is prepared good fortune. It's not like you just woke up and went, oh, I'm going to do this, you know. this is something you've planned on. Okay, so this is the time to make your move. Ninth house is many, many things. Okay, as far as business goes, it is like an import-export, kind of like a relationship with other countries. As long as planets are in your ninth house, there's always going to be dealings with other parts of the world, long distance travel and foreign anything. Okay, if you feel that that's what you're going to be having an awful lot of contact with people in other countries, and maybe a specific one, or it would be best to learn at least one other language than whatever it is that you speak, and what is most popular in whatever part of that world you're going to be in. Okay, because you could get like a really nice offer with this aspect. Something could just totally drop in your lap. And to me, it kind of looks like it's sudden travel. Okay, just the sudden, having Jupiter in your ninth house means that, again, the wanting to take that trip of a lifetime. And this is one of those times that possibility could come up. Or you could just meet someone online through social media, make a new contact with someone who is from another country. They just like open up your whole world to another world. They turn you on to like so many different things that it really expands your knowledge in some way or other. A lot of times, if you can't travel in person, you can also travel by mind, in your mind. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that you can still do without leaving your house, which is why I always tell people, if you're unable to use this transit like to the best of its ability, let's put it that way, as long as you start something under this transit, it has like the kiss of that aspect. It is blessed by this aspect, and so it turns out whatever way you want it to. Somewhere down the line, if you just make plans somewhere, do something tangible, contact somebody, make that first step, in order to do whatever it was that you wanted to do, whatever goal you were after. Okay, it doesn't matter that it's happening in your ninth house. That helps in that area, but it helps in all parts of your life. All parts of your chart. Let's put it that way. So if you're unable to get out and use it in person, or do something about it, or make a tangible move, do something or other. Like write it down. Write down your plans, or write down your intentions, let's put it that way, of what it is that you're going to do in order to use this transit.